just gave us the high side. There you go. We're going to start with these. We're going to have, I guess we still have more music. I invite Bonnie Arbuckle forward to speak about the special rose this morning.
The rose this morning is in memory of Tan Trewick. Tan was an active, long-time member of this congregation, and I especially enjoyed pulling that exotic, non-native privet from our gardens by the creek and in the far side. Our hearts and love go out to her husband, Tom, and her sister, Canty.
Michael, if we can light a candle in memory and in support of Tom, this time of his loss, and Canty. We're starting with our candles of joy and sorrow, in part to make sure we honor the loss in our community right at the beginning, and also to recognize that when we walk into this room, we come with our hearts full of things that have gone on in our lives and things that are in our minds. I have 2 candles here from folks who wrote notes in advance, which is what we're trying to encourage, which is why the greeters have some cards available. And I came to you just a moment before the service started and asked if anybody wanted a piece of paper to write on. This candle is because Carol Moore is delighted to have her friend Peter Johnson here today. He has watched live stream services from afar, but never been able to be present. So good to have you here. Marcia Coe asks that we light a candle, a joy that my brother-in-law Jim is with us today and in our hearts. Very good. Glad you're with us. Is there somebody who missed getting a piece of paper to write a candle on and you want to speak up about a candle? Let's light one for all of those thoughts that are held in our hearts, or perhaps from those who are watching online, to represent those things that are our joys and our sorrows not yet named. Thank you. Thank you all. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this place, the Unitarian Universalists of Transylvania County, on this cold but sunny morning, the last day of 2023, as we prepare to leave behind all those things in the old year that we do not want to carry forward with us, or somehow make sure we make this new year different. If you did not already get a slip of paper from the ushers as you came in, this special magic paper, which looks a little bit like tissue paper, like as if it were a scrap of wrapping paper here, is made to ignite quickly. It means that pencils don't work very well on it because it tears the tissue paper, but pens do, and the ushers have a whole handful of pens. We hope that you will go ahead and do what you want to write this down, so that by the end of the service, when we light these, it will make a great high wall of flame. As far as announcements, the office has been closed, although semi-operating during this past week between the holidays. We'll reopen that's the holiday, Tuesday. And of course, I am available for pastoral care and have been throughout this week to any and all who need the chance to reach out by whatever means you find most effective to reach me and figure out what pastoral care I might provide. We also are restarting many of our groups and other things that were on hiatus at the end of December. So watch your update, your wayfinding when it comes out, and other things for all the groups that are starting up right away. Your New Year's resolution needs to be to read that immediately, because it will inform you of everything you need to reorient your life for 2024. I turn it over now to Mike, who's our worship associate, for our opening words.
The opening words this morning come from Elizabeth Harding, who's the community minister associated with the Unitarian Church in Evanston, Illinois. People have always known that fire was special long, long ago. Long before people made matches or candles or even houses, people knew that fire was special. There was the great fire in the sky, the sun, which made the earth warm and made night into day. And there were the smaller fires that people made that cooked their food and kept them warm and brought them light. People honored the fires because fire was special. Fire was more than human. Fire has power. It can create and destroy. It can bring light and it can burn. Fire can be wonderful and fire can be terrible. We have to be careful with fire. And so people thought that fire was something sacred and holy. Some people even worshiped fire and said that fire was a deity, like a goddess or a god. Other people said fire wasn't actually the deity, but just meant that the deity was there. No matter what they believed, people all over the world gave fire a special place in their religions. They had fires in their homes, of course, to cook food and keep warm, but they also had sacred fires in their temples. They set sacred lamps on their altars. They lit sacred bonfires outside on the hilltops and in the groves. They placed special sacred torches near the graves of those who died. We still do this today in Washington, D.C. There's the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, where eternal flame burns and never goes out. In churches at Christmas time, Christians light 4 candles on an Advent wreath. During the 8 days of Hanukkah, Jews light the 8 candles on the menorah. At Diwali, Hindus set small lamps all around the house. as Unitarian Universalists, we do this morning when we light a chalice. These are all sacred fires. Come, let us worship together on the cusp of the old and the new years. And now, if you'll stand as you are willing and able, the opening hymn is number 350, The Ceaseless Flow of Endless Time. We're a little slow this morning, I think. But I thought you did very well ad-libbing like that. The first one, we got that one. We're going to sing that one next week from memory. All right, the chalice lighting, this will be a responsive chalice lighting. You'll see it on your screen. It comes from the Reverend Lisa Day, who's the UU minister at the Church of Savannah, Georgia. For the new year just ahead of us, beginning tomorrow, always beginning.
We light our chalice,
symbol of faith,
perseverance, and hope,
and astonished thanksgiving
and irrepressible praise.
For beginnings that emerge out of endings appear amidst continuity, become visible in hindsight.
We light our chalice, symbol of faith, perseverance, and hope, in astonished thanksgiving and irrepressible praise.
For all the times and all the ways we have begun anew together.
We light our chalice, symbol of faith, perseverance, and hope, in astonished thanksgiving and irrepressible praise. I invite Susan Slocum from our membership team to come forward, and she will be assisted by Victoria. Come on up.
So good morning. It's my pleasure to do a recognition ceremony of 4 of our new members from 2023. And I do this because I am a member of the membership team, and Victoria, my assistant, is as well. The new members who have joined since our last recognition ceremony honor us by their interest going through the orientation and steps to sign the membership book in 2023. Thank you for your continued presence in this Unitarian Universalist congregation. It warms my heart that you would be a part of this place. Would the following people please come forward and stand just in front of the altar? First is Marge Doty, and face the congregation. Janet Eckhoff, Jackie Fricks, and Nancy Richards. And we have two more members who joined in 2023. They'll be back in April from warmer places, and we'll recognize them and then start all over again with a wonderful, we hope, 2024. Sometimes walking into a UU congregation brings a sense of, wow, here are my people. We may believe that everyone here thinks like us and has all the right perspectives, opinions, and wisdom. If you haven't figured it out, though, we're a diverse group. Reverend Bob always asks for new members to be disillusioned early. He and we know that we're not going to live up to such initial platitudes. Sometimes we get things wrong. The real strength of this congregation is when members retain their vision of how we could be great. Take us where we are and nurture, educate, and lead us towards our best. Each of you has a perspective that's unique. As the philosophy ascribed to the Unitarian preacher Francis David of the 1500s in Transylvania and Eastern Europe says, we need not think alike to love alike. Victoria is going to pass each new member a chalice pin. Right. Would you stand by them still, Victoria? So we have this token for you, a chalice pin. The two circles represent the overlapping Unitarian and Universalist heritages. You see a 3D version of that framing of our own lamp and flame. May you wear this proudly. We now ask that the congregation join in a responsive reading. We bid you welcome. We bid you welcome who come with weary spirit seeking rest.
Who come with troubles that are too much with you, who come hurt and afraid.
We bid you welcome who come with hope in your heart.
Who come with anticipation in your step, come proud and joyous.
We bid you welcome who are seekers of a new faith.
Who come to probe and explore, who come to learn.
We bid you welcome who enter this hall as a homecoming.
Who have found here room for your spirit, who find in this people a family.
Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey.
We bid you welcome.
And then before you take your seats, Reverend Bob has a prayer for you and us all.
May your thoughts be wise. May your lips speak truth. May your heart know love. And may the work of your hands be blessed all the days of your lives. Amen. Blessed be.
And you may be seated. Thank you, everybody.
Can we clap?
You know, it's odd, the way in which our society is structured to reward certain behaviors. In religion, we talk about doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do. When I was raised, it was with the idea that we as human beings could know the difference between right and wrong and choose the right thing. In fact, among the people I grew up with, it didn't matter which way you prayed or whether you prayed or not. When you got up in the morning, you hoped to do the right thing in your life. And yet our society is structured in ways in which it believes that people in general don't know the right thing to do. So we're given stop signs and we're given regulations. And we're given tax breaks to do the right thing if we happen to be in the right tax brackets. If you're not in the right tax bracket, you're not encouraged to do the right thing. Now, this is the time in the service, the very last time of 2023, to get any rewards that you hope to write down on your taxes. To turn in for the good work of this congregation or the Unitarian Universalist Service Committee. This is the last day of the month, the last day of the year, the last chance to catch up on doing something good. We will now gratefully receive the morning offering.
Before we take the offering, I want to introduce the young lady who's playing the violin for us this morning. If you look over here on this side, the second row from the back, there's a lady and a gentleman who are just bursting with pride. Then it's Jim and Alice Hardy, because Rachel is their granddaughter. Rachel Plunske is from Cleveland, Ohio, and she's come down to spend Christmas with her grandparents and to play the violin for us. We're very happy to have her with us. Now for a little Dvorak.
We did like that music. Yes. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, Susan. What is given in love we receive with great joy, and we say thank you. I invite you into this moment of pastoral prayer, chance to breathe, center yourselves, Stretch out your spirit. Spirit of love and life, we were gathered here on this crisp, bright winter's morning. Feel the cold chill of winter and the transitions in our lives. Spirit of love and life, in whatever ways we close out this year with grief in our hearts, let us remember the love that we had to give and receive with those we now miss. And this morning, a candle reminds us, in particular, the loss of Tan. Spirit of love and life, we are also reminded of the connections of visiting family who may bring the joy of their presence to our households, to the ways in which we go about our lives. And here in this congregation this morning, the visits of those who otherwise might not have been able to make it. This includes our musician, Rachel. It includes Jim, Marcia's brother-in-law, or Peter, Carol Moore's friend, and others who are unnamed, but here, part of our community. Spirit of love and life, let us remember that joy of the visits and the connections. May we also bless all who come to this place and who honor us becoming members of this congregation. It's one thing for us to say that we attend, we show up. We have parked our car in the parking lot. It's much more to say that we have become one with the community. May we, who receive the honor of all those who have joined us this year, may we remember all who have been part of this place and who may not, through health reasons or travel or whatever reasons, not be with us on a regular basis. May we remember our responsibilities to one another to be the community we claim to be. Spirit of love and life, remind us to reach out and touch someone. Spirit of love and life, here in this place, breathing in the same air as everyone else, let us remember as well all those who are ill, who cannot be with us because of their fear of illness or their long-term fight with illness. And yet, even though as we may not see them, Spirit of love and life throughout the camera and the electrons going out, let us embrace all of our congregation on our other campus, our electronic campus. For all are included in the love and the wonder and the joy and the connection. These and the prayers of our hearts we hold now in the silence. In the names of all those known and unknown, remembered and forgotten, in the names of all the helpers of humankind. Amen. Blessed be. The reading this morning is Howard Thurman's "This is a New Year." And Thurman was an African-American author, philosopher, educator, and civil rights leader. He founded the San Francisco's Church for the Fellowship of All Peoples, the first integrated interfaith religious congregation in the United States. Later, he mentored, among many others, Martin Luther King Jr. This reading is somewhat of a tradition. I enjoy sharing this particular reading at New Year's, and I deeply respect Thurman's perspectives. And in fact, we'll base a sermon on another of his pieces that John Austin has rehearsed with the choir, and we'll bring it to be presented next week. Here's the reading. This is a new year. The calendar says so. I note the fact by marking it when I wish to designate the day and the year as distinguished from some other day and year. It may be that my contract says so. It's indicated clearly in the lease I signed or the agreement that I attested. It's curious how much difference can be marked between two dates, December 31st and January 1st. Yet there are many things that are moved unchanged, paying no attention to a device like the calendar, or arrangements such as contracts or leases. There is the habit pattern of an individual life. Changes in that are not noted by the calendar, even though they may be noted on the calendar. Such changes are noted by events that make for radical shifts in the values or the basic rearrangement of purposes. There are desires of the heart or moods of the spirit that may flow continuously for me, whatever year the calendar indicates. The lonely heart, the joyful spirit, the churning anxiety may remain unrelieved through the days as though they come and go without end. But for many, this will be a new year. It may mark the end of relationships of many years' accumulation. It may mean the first encounter with a stark tragedy or radical illness, or the first quaffing of the cup of bitterness. It may mean the great discovery of the riches of another human heart and the revelation of the secret beauty of one's own. It may mean the beginning of a new kind of living because of marriage, of graduation, or of one's first job. It may mean an encounter with God on the lonely road, or the hearing of one's name called by God high above the noise and the din of the surrounding traffic. And when the call is answered, the life becomes invaded by smiling energies never before released, felt, or experienced. In whatever sense this year is a new year for you, may the moment find you eager and unafraid, ready to take it by hand with joy and gratitude. Yeah, wow. Wow. May we take it by hand with joy and gratitude. How many of you watched the Lego movie? Yeah, okay. We have a couple of parents who had kids the right age, and we had a kid the right age to watch the Lego movie when it came out years ago. What's the theme song of the Lego movie? Everything is awesome. Yeah, it starts that way. Big Hollywood production of every Lego character, even Batman, jumping and jiving to the song, Everything is Awesome. Of course, reality hits Legoland. You have to have some struggle in any good film. But That song, Everything is Awesome, is a wonderful way to start out in the beginnings. Everything is awesome. And I want you to sing that tomorrow morning. Everything is awesome. Do not turn on the TV. Do not look at your news feed. Just sing, everything is awesome. And you don't know the rest of the lyrics, doesn't matter. Just keep singing that one. You know what? They found in America the best pop songs are the ones with one line that everybody remembers. Yeah, even Sweet Caroline. Dun, dun, dun. You don't have to know any of the rest of that song. You just jump right into it. And I'd like us to think of 2024 as being able to start that way. Now, we're going to have a ceremony in a little bit in which everybody comes up with their slip of paper and puts it in here. Or if you're mobility impaired, you have somebody carry it up for you. But your slip of paper of what you're leaving behind in 2023, just write a symbolic representation of that. I know it's a 1 inch by 4 inch slip of paper. You cannot write everything on there, but you can write down enough for you to know that you're about to release it in flame. Did you notice that all of our readings had something about flame in them today? Yeah, kind of ties together with what's going to happen here. Everything is awesome. 2024 is going to be an awesome year. We talk about our mission and what we're about. We talk about what's most important to us, and I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to pull it off. I think we're going to talk about how we are here for social justice, how we are here for environmental justice, how we are here to make a difference in our spiritual lives. Our mission, what we write down, we're saying we're about and can do, we're in 2024 in our 25th year of existence. UUTC is here. Everything is awesome because we're here. Because we know why we're here. Because we have purpose. So what is it that makes a difference between December 31st and January 1st? What is it, as Howard Thurman was saying, that we open ourselves to be transformed in that moment, maybe having that moment of encounter with the divine, maybe remembering our moments of encounter with the divine in the way in which that energy rises within us, sustains us, and helps boost us. Because you know what? We need that little extra. Because for 2024 to be awesome, we need the gathered community, we need all the energy, and we need all the spiritual grounding, religious ties that bind us to help us through the parts that, as I said, in any good movie and in any life, we will have the storms of circumstance beating at our doors. We will have politics. We will have weather. We will have continued war in this world. We will have all of that stuff. But when we are here, what was it some of the reading was saying this morning? We're part of a community. And that community makes things possible. I've got a quote here from Gretchen Haley, Forged in the Fire of Coming Together. And it was really nicely written for those of us who may be anxious, those of us looking ahead and wanting answers first. How many of you like knowing exactly what's going to happen? Sometimes I'm like that. It's like, tell me exactly what's going to happen. Exactly. Please, exactly, so that I'm not surprised. I don't like surprises. I've told the staff that. I've told the board that. I'm wearing the stole that I didn't know what it was, but that I was going to be presented with a gift because the board was kind enough to say, we're going to be presenting something, just so you aren't surprised, Bob. Yeah, maybe I could give up a little bit in 2024. But here it goes. Gretchen Haley said, what's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? And it's true, in these days we find ourselves often, too often, stuck with these questions on repeat. What's going to happen? Will everything be okay? What can I do? We grasp at signs of the zodiac or whatever else she says, as if we are not also actors in this unfolding story. So for this hour we gather to surrender to the mystery, to release ourselves from the needing to know, the yearning to have it all figured out already. And also the burden of believing we either have all the control or none. Here in our song and our silence, our stories and our sharing, we make space for a new breath, a new healing, a new possibility to take root. Here's the part that I highlighted in bold. That is courage forged in the fire of our coming together. That is courage forged in the fire of our coming together and felt in the spirit that comes alive in this act of faith, that we believe still a new world is possible, that we are creating it already, here and now. Yeah. Everything is awesome. It's awesome because we can reach out to someone right next to us, because we know we're reaching out over the internet to folks who otherwise would have been cut off. Everything is awesome because we have people who will step up, and as Bonnie was saying, missing Tan, who helped pull up all the invasives. Somebody else will step forward to help with our environmental work on our own very campus. We know that everything is awesome because folks will pitch in, because folks will listen, because folks will lead workshops to help better our lives. Everything is awesome because when we are discouraged, we have a place to come. Everything is awesome because we know we're stumbling around with a bunch of other people in the mystery. What was it, the joke about Unitarian Universalists? The pathway to heaven is this way. The pathway to discussing the question of heaven is this way. Do not believe for a second that Unitarian Universalists do not like mystery. If you offer a chance for spiritual explorers or a wonderful Wednesday or anything else where we might ask questions or explore, we're there. We're there. I had somebody in the men's group say, and we don't share names when we're sharing what's said in men's group, but I had somebody in the men's group say, I never come here for the topic. I really don't care about the topic. What I come here for is the fact that by the time I've left, I've been changed. I've been touched, transformed. It's made a difference. I hope you'll remember that wisdom because your minister is saying show up for church, whether it's the women's circle or the men's groups or, as I said before, any number of the things that we're offering here. Show up because everything's awesome when you do. Everything's awesome in 2024 because even when it's not, we can sing and we can light a chalice and we can make it through together. Now, let's get rid of the old year. We ask that you will only use the special paper. There's not a whole lot that I ask of you except this, because you know what? It's a real downer if a regular piece of paper is in there because it has the hardest time going away. These slips of paper have been carefully cut by hand by your minister. They have been blessed by my fingerprints. They have special power. I'm writing down what I'm giving up. And as you have finished writing, I would like you to put put your slips right here. We have fire extinguishers just outside each door. Oh, and if you didn't notice, I have one in the pulpit too. This is the part where we ask that you do not blink, because it's gone in an instant. Between today and tomorrow, this whole mass will hopefully be lifted from your heart, or at least the permission to make it so as you enter 2024. With this, your minister holding a degree called Master of Divinity and a flame in my hand, I say to 2023, be gone. Would you join me in a responsive reading? In this new year, may we leave behind the weight of unfulfilled resolutions, of unrealized dreams, and of unrealistic expectations. May we unpack the heavy weight of stories that tell us we are unworthy and unlovable. May we remember that we each carry inside of us a spark of the divine in this new year. May we carry kindness, gentleness, and hope that hold us through even the hardest days and the most daunting risks. May we carry the weight of memory that reminds us all of who we are, and the weight of spirit that reminds us that we are still becoming. May we carry the seed of knowledge that teaches us that improvement and growth aren't linear and individualistic, but are cyclical and communal. May we carry the wisdom to seek rest and connection, to lean into mutual care. May we carry the certain belief that when we have patterns of thinking and behaving that harm ourselves and others, we can seek resources that will help us move towards healing. May we carry the knowledge that happiness and success take many shapes, and one of those shapes is purpose. May we carry curiosity, wonder, and the ability to be surprised. May we carry these prayers and carry each other into the new year. Amen. Blessed be. I invite you to rise and sing as you're willing and able. Hymn number 58, Ring Out Wild Bells. For those of you musicians who know, that did not end with a 4-5-1 cadence at the end in which you feel like it is done. Because the new year is just beginning, folks. And we haven't sung the last phrase of it. When we get there, we'll hear it. Our benediction closing words are from Sarah Eileen Lawal. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions and stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with a hope to heal a fractured and hurting world. Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder, and awe of all there is and yet that is yet to be. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames we rise. May you rise in this new year. Blessings on all of you as you go out into your work in this world and return again to this place of love.